Alright guys, this is Cheese. Today is Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Uh it's warm in here. It's cooking. The wood stove is keeping me warm. Uh the temperature has been very cold. Showing 11 Fahrenheit. It was 10 degrees just a few minutes ago. 11 Fahrenheit minus 6 degree Fahrenheit wind chill. But here in my shed, it's showing 79.5 Fahrenheit, right against the wall. It gets even hotter in here in the middle of the room. Feels like 80, 85, about 85, 88 Fahrenheit. And closer to the wood stove, it's way over 100. It's warm. That wood stove can do it. It can deliver. It's more than powerful enough to cook your room, 10 by 12 or 12 by 12 room when it's very cold outside. The temperature difference, 80 minus 10 Fahrenheit, that's almost 70. Temperature difference by almost 70 degree Fahrenheit. Over about 70 degrees warmer in here than outside. It's freezing outside, below freezing. Man, my wood stove is cooking. If you put bigger, thicker firewood, then it runs hot. It burns hot, and burning lasts longer too. Oh yeah, it's warm. It's warmer than what you get from your apartment. Because the heater, this can get you really, really warm. My cat Tiffany is sleeping. She's comfortable. She's having comfort due to this warm temperature. At night, when it gets cold, she crawls inside my bed, sleep with me together to share the heat, to help insulate body heat each other. It's warm in here. I have 3 different places, 3 different sources where they can provide me free firewood. A whole full truckload of firewood they can provide for free. They have places where they cut wood for something and they get a lot of leftovers, and it costs them money to dispose them. So instead of doing that, they hand out free firewood to get rid of extra firewood that they don't need. So it works out for both of us, for them and the people that need heat in this winter, for the homeless people. So it works out great. Thank God, thank Jesus for providing me firewood, plenty of firewood, 3 different places. Yeah, I'm covered as far as firewood is concerned. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think I'm gonna be jobless because Jesus told me. He told me to quit. He told me not to work. Don't go to work anymore. Amazon warehouse. He's telling me, I asked him many times, over and over, several times, like 10 times. And every time he told me, no, don't go. He said, don't go. I was ready to go to work. And he said, no, don't go. Don't go, he says. Jesus says. And I asked him, well, then how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay my rent? My shed is a rent to own. And obviously I can't pay my credit card bill anymore. I can't. Even when I work, I still can't afford it anymore because it's just too much. Jesus didn't have objection to that. I think he's wanting me to get out of the system, to get out of the government system, having to pay rent every month, to be a rent slave, and get out of the system, like relying on the government, paying and having to, follow their requirements, their compliance rules, like things like car insurance, things like, the stuff that you pay, to follow their regulations, like keeping your driver's license, your license plate updated, things like that of nature. Even the vaccination, medical support. He wants me to get out of it, not to get medical aid from them. Even though I have Medicaid healthcare insurance, I don't use it. Only time I used it was to get my eyeglasses replaced. But other than that, there was no need for me to use it at all. He wants me to get out of the system, and be totally dependent on God. Totally dependent on God, as He will provide me. And I think He's having me do this to demonstrate. I think He's using me to demonstrate to others that how to depend on God, how to rely on God, and following His order, following His guide, and that and to show others that God can provide your needs, both financially and physically, like food, firewood, and the money, the bill. I think Jesus is telling me that there are stimulus, lots and lots of stimulus checks coming. I'm guessing next year, it will be coming like recurring payment monthly at some point down the road next year. And that I will be getting enough sufficient money not only to pay off this shed, but also to buy scooter. Jesus still wants me to buy scooter. He wants me to have that Rion RE60 electric scooter, which is like $5,100. It's amazing what God. He says, don't lose hope on it. He said, keep hopeful, because you will get it. He says, don't give up on it. So that means I'll be getting enough money coming next year. I will be able to, no, seriously, Jesus told me He wants me to buy that scooter even though I'm homeless. I mean, I have a home now, but even though I'm living in this poverty level, according to God's kingdom, it's not out of line. It's not unreasonable. You can have like electric scooter that you want, if that is God's will. He wants you to have it. So ultimately, I will be having total of 2 electric scooters. The one that I have here right now, and the Ryan. Jesus did hint to me that I will be giving that electric scooter to my dad for his transportation needs, and that I will be using my Ryan scooter. He also told me that my parents uh, will have financial trouble, that they will really, well, I have to help them to provide shelter out here in the wilderness here, next to my area, next to my house. So he got all that planned out for me. He wants me to give that scooter to him, and I use my Ryan scooter and use the trailers, get another trailer for hauling for both scooters. That's his plan. Uh, yeah, it's wired. It may seem unreasonable or over the top or crazy. I mean, wired according to the worldly perspective, but according to God, it's the way He wants it. And it's perfectly normal, perfectly fine by His kingdom. That's what Jesus wanted to point out. So follow Jesus. Don't doubt Him, because uh, He doesn't take everything away from you. He doesn't. He give, as long as you follow Him and you run, you walk with Him, He will give you something to keep you going, to give you strength. He will give you that, what He knows what you like, and that happens to be right for you. Even though you may think that whatever you want to have is not necessity, or maybe it's no good for God's kingdom. No, it's not. It is for God's kingdom. Because, for example, that Ryan scooter, electric scooter, even though it's very expensive, but it's very powerful, and that it will have enough power to do all my needs, things I need to do, like hauling big, heavy stuff, and also be able to go fast. You'll be able to go fast just like cars. There are reasons behind, even the reasons that I can't see right now. God has plans for everybody, every individual. If you follow Him, He will guide you. He will give you strength so that you can go on and on and on and on, like me. Without His protection, without His guidance and uplifting and healing and provision, I would be dead by now. I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't be able to make it. I would have probably gone totally insane, or maybe I might be in jail, or I would totally give up on God, turn away from God, things like that. Something catastrophic would happen. But no, I'm still with God. Yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. It's warm in here. I run my wood stove 2 to 3 times a day. That pretty much keeps my shed warm enough. So yeah. All right, guys.